Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Flat Earth and Coffee. And today we're going to be going over a video titled Goodbye NASA, the Nail in the Coffin. So this video is dedicated to something that I found unique to NASA's videos. I think it is the nail in the coffin. I think it is indisputable. I think it definitively proves for anyone who has eyes to see and is willing to look that NASA, as do all space programs, fake space flight. It's just a production. And as an opener, since the intent of this video is destruction of NASA, let's open up with 9 of my favorites, and then we're going to go right into the meat of the subject. So without further ado, let's get going. And my first video, actors Megan MacArthur and Thomas Pesquet, Expedition 65. And here's the original video. It's still there. Look at the harness here. For reference, all of these videos, there's one or two where I couldn't find the source, but I have the sources. These are all unedited, unmolested videos from NASA, from ESA, with the exception being the only editing being zooming in or focusing on the fakery. So look above his shoulder here. Look at this. That's a harness that the software failed to remove. And feel free to rewind, fast forward. For brevity's sake, we're going to keep moving on to the second one. This is a classic. Chris Ferguson, Doug Hurley just grabs his wire. Boom. You've got Sandra Magnus with the helmet head in the back. We didn't focus on that. We didn't focus on her hair in that video, but let's move on. Here we have Andre Kuipers. Sorry, he's a Dutch actor.
Hier achter deze panelen wordt de urine opgevangen. En,
Did you see that? Now, I don't know if you saw, but there's these little, you can see there's this little clip, and there was one on the other one. And as soon as you heard that noise, that little clip falls down and he starts looking for it, right? And you heard it fall. Look, what's he looking for right now? Why would he shift his focus down? It's because something dropped in zero G. It's not supposed to happen. Of course, globular earthers come up with excuses for everything. Let's move on. One of my favorites, Don Pettit, the man who cannot say COVID. Bam, he smacks an insect down. Classic Don Pettit, linguistically challenged engineer for NASA. Let's move on to the next one. Just never gets old. Scuba tanks in space. Here we are, neutral buoyancy lab. What is clearly a scuba tank? It's one of the worst, it's one of the most damaging videos for NASA to this day. I mean, if you can't recognize a scuba tank, you don't know what they look like, that's a scuba tank. That's nothing we see on a spacesuit or in any other EVA, which is nothing more than a swim in the NBL. All right, here we have an actor exhibiting special powers. This particular actor can go invisible. So I've had people accuse, it's funny because, you know, the first reaction of globular earthers to protect their indoctrination is that we edit it somehow. The effort that went into editing this, well, most of these videos, 95% have the source, but this isn't editing. This is proof of layering. What they have is a green mock-up of this, and they can maneuver on their wires and slide around on their harnesses, and then when they take the green screen out, it just matches the set and it fully integrates. So they have lots of ways. That's just one way. There's lots of ways they fake space. Here's another one where an actor just swipes himself in. Boom. Now, that's, again, more proof of layering. But look at this. Watch the flags. Watch the flags up here. You know, there is no inconsistency whatsoever with them, right? That's the important part, is the flags never missed a beat. This is clear layering. This is not something we can do. This is not something, you know, this isn't editing software we have. This is, NASA did this, right? And they've done this several times. They've done it with toys where they just popped into the, All right, shifting gears. Here's a 1,000 pound lift, which is funny because we have this weightless object. It weighs absolutely nothing because they're in a weightless environment, yet two people are struggling to hold it, and he struggles to lift it, which is even funnier. He stops for a second as he stresses. Look at this. Oh, did you see it drop down when they let go? It sinks down because it's obviously heavy in this weightless environment. Look, he pauses for a second and he makes it. He does it. 1,000 pounds. Now, for those people, globe earthers will find a way to rectify anything. And they've said, well, this was obviously a comic skit they did. Well, this is in original Skylab footage. You can just search for Skylab. It's in many of their documentaries, and they have many takes on it. And what's funny is of the 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 clips that they stuff into these Skylab documentaries from the 70s, I think it was 73, 74, lasted 24 weeks, something like that. They all the other ones are serious, and they didn't say this is a joke, right? The thing of it is in the 50s, or sorry, in the 70s, we believed this, right? People, this was high tech back then. This was cutting edge, right? So people didn't know what to believe. But today we can see that this is a freaking joke. But if that's not enough, here's a different take from another NASA library, right? There, reference the video, go to it. This one, he doesn't have people helping him, and look at his leg shake as he struggles to make this the I don't know what you call this compound exercise, but squat military press. His legs almost gave out, right? Because of course 1,000 pounds is very heavy in space in a zero G environment. Moving on, this is the nail in the coffin. I personally think that this is a discovery I made. I'm somewhat proud of it. And these little caps, I'm just going to call them caps because that's what they are. They're used in IT and in communications. They make these caps for different things, but in many cases they're for um, telco cables that carry RF, right? Or that I know that sounds funny, but the RF cables that go to the antenna, right? These cap those off, but they can be used for other things. But let's dive right in. Here we have Bob Hines. Now look at this, and we're going to explain what's going on here. Just look at these caps waving all over the place, right? I don't know. Now, the first thing I want to say is take this URL. Let's just stop here for a second. This isn't going to be a very long video. Hear me out. If you were to go look at this video, you would not notice any of that. This is 50 times sped up, as are all these videos. If you look at this in real time, you will not see any of these caps move. None of them. You won't notice it. It is so gradual. But in a zero G environment, none of that should be happening. And they certainly shouldn't be swinging from back to forth in a they're jerking from left and right. When you speed it up, you can see that happening. What I'm convinced that is, and I'm confident in my what at first I didn't quite understand what would make them go up and down. It's a parabolic flight going down, and unfortunately for them, there's weather, there's crosswinds, and there's turbulences, and as they go down, they get pushed like this, right? So it's actually the structure moving. The caps would be in a state of free fall, right? So at any rate, this shouldn't happen in a zero G environment. In a zero G environment, you can just stick something there, which they do all the time. They want you to believe that they can just stick something in space and it'll sit there forever because there's no forces acting on anything. Just like you can take a satellite that provides GPS and at 26,000 miles out, you can just stick it there and it never moves. Because if they were moving around, you couldn't trilaterate, you couldn't triangulate, you couldn't determine where things are on Earth, right? Everything has to have a known distance. That's why triangulation and trilateration works from fixed points on Earth much better and much cheaper. Going back to this shouldn't happen, right? So if you see this, all of this is a dead giveaway. See these things jerking back and forth uh, up here, here, here. None of that should be going on. None of this. And this is dead proof that this is a parabolic flight. And one more thing before we move on to the next videos that are just an absolute nail in the coffin for NASA, which is just one of they're all fake space agencies. NASA is just the leader of it. SpaceX flies and supplies stuff to NASA. It's all one production, right? Um, you're going to hear some people's argument, well, it's air conditioning, right? It's not affecting those flags. It's not affecting these little banners, that are just hanging there loose, but it's affecting the metal caps. Well, let's move on here. Look at now, for those people who think it's air conditioning, which is hilarious that you would even use that as an excuse, let's crush that right here. This is arguably my best find when it comes to the inside. On the outside of, I'm gonna do an expose on bubbles. I have got hundreds of bubbles. That's the next video. Watch this. This is one that I found. I'm very proud of. This is like a notepad, like a stick it notepad inside of a plastic bag, and it is going to fall. Now, what makes this 10 times worse is that A, there's an up and down, it falls, and B, it has friction on it. It's in this bag. C, it comes to rest on something, and then it moves again to the side because of another turbulence. Let's watch this happen. Watch this right here. Dunk. And then watch again. Dunk. That right there. Now, Chris Hadfield, thank you. The gift that keeps giving. This video shows anyone, Chris, I hope you're watching this. The world, your time is at an end. The world's waking up. Not only are there a last poll I saw is 11 million people in Brazil know that the Earth is flat. This isn't a flat Earth video. This is a space is fake video. You don't have to be that far along yet. The first thing we need to get you to understand is that space is fake. And Chris is just a C-list actor. He hasn't blessed Hollywood yet, like his predecessors, Buzz Aldrin and um, Neil Armstrong and whatever Collins, whatever. Um, yeah, he's still a C-list actor. But yeah, he's faking space. Let's look at this again. Let's just go through this, man. This is great. Chris Hadfield faking space. First off, look at the caps and all the red areas. Look at the thing spinning around. But look right there. That thing dropping is the most detrimental thing I could show you. There's no way you can claim air conditioning. This thing has friction on it. On top of being in a zero G, it's touching things on front and back. And not only does it come to rest on something, it moves again. Now, you can say, well, Bobby, you edit it. Well, let me tell you what I had to do to edit it. I had to break into NASA archives, update the original video, and then upload it to the NASA channel, right? So yeah, you can accuse me of that. Super intelligent. My favorite video, I think it's the best video of everything I'm going to show you. I led with what I thought were the best ones, but if you want to see more, and I do have one or two others that are equally as good, hang around. So, Italian hairspray model, Samantha Cristoforetti, and a gaggle of clowns. Let's check this one out. Look at that cap right there. Wow, man, that is showing you the movement that is going on. That's showing you the disturbances that they're going through. You can see them all over the place, but her hair should get a notable mention. If you think that's anything less than one can of Aquanet, I don't know what to tell you. That's not how hair reacts. It's not. Watch a parabolic flight. Watch her in a parabolic flight. This is not normal. Uh, I don't know. Moving on to the next one. Again, Italian hairspray model Samantha Cristoforetti. Look at that helmet she's sporting. Look at the helmet. You, but the caps give it away. Again, the caps, look at them. They're just swinging left and right. This is a parabolic flight. And one thing I want to say while we watch Samantha Cristoforetti, the Italian hairspray actress, is that, oh, it went away. Some people will watch this and go, well, Bobby, a parabolic flight can't last longer than 30 or 40 seconds, whatever. Well, how do we know that? Well, they tell you, right? You can Google it, right? The same people who are telling you this is space are telling you that we're limited to uh, 36 seconds or whatever it is. Don't quote me. I used to know the number. I'm getting older. Um, we don't know how long a parabolic flight could last. It could be 10 minutes. We don't know. Some people speculate that we can go up 3,000 miles. before we would hit something, right? In my belief system. 3,000 miles is a long time to fall, right? Maybe technology has got us to the point that we could go up hundreds of miles. I don't know. We don't know. But imagine falling for hundreds of miles. So as far as we know, the 30 whatever the scientific explanation for how long a parabolic flight is, I put no trust in that. For as far as I know, it's 5 minutes. So the people who would say, Bobby, you're crazy. Parabolic flights only last for 35 seconds. You know, this is clearly 60 seconds, whatever. All right, so moving on. Here we have actors, and here's the thing: I love giving them credit. I love having their names up here because these people sold out for fame and they wanted fame, and I think they should get in fame. They should get infamous. Their time is coming to an end where they're going to be walking the walk of shame every day of their lives. They have to be embarrassed to go out. They have to know that everywhere they go, there's people that are woke up and that number's growing. And the amount of people, the percentage of people who think that these people actually go into space is dwindling. They're nothing more than liars, right? Let's look at this. Look at the caps. The caps tell the truth. This is the truth right here. They have no explanation for this. I'd love to ask one of them. Another thing is see his little necklace, which is added in. In another video, we showed how they do this at Michaud Studios, although you can do it with, there's probably free software out there like Blender that does it today. I'm not saying Blender does, but Blender does some amazing things. If that thing were smacking your face right now, you would look how high it goes. Sometimes it hits him in the eye, but he never feels it and he never moves it. Um, it would bother you. So he just lets it sit there and bounce around. It's bull crap. So moving on. Here we have Jessica Watkins. Again, let's make them famous. Right here we have a different object. It's not always caps, but it's always something heavy, something with weight, something with substance, right? And you see the balloons showing signs of movement. They're moving as well. You can see this little thing kind of shaking around, showing vibrations. And they're in a zero G environment. There should be no forces acting on any of this. Did my audio just go out? Let me see. No. All right, so moving on. Chris Hadfield. Again, the caps in the background. We're just gonna beat this dead horse to death. Okay. Uh, the duct tape you see is in many of their videos. One of the things you should always keep a lookout for is duct tape in their videos. It's because they have to tape everything down. And I'm convinced that a lot of this stuff that looks like, I'm convinced that these are hard wires that you can bend, and this set looks very friendly, but I'm convinced it's not everything is as it seems. Tom Pesquet, Canadian B-list actor. Look at all the things moving. These things have, weight to them. They're heavy. This is not something that air conditioning can move around. And this stuff should not be moving. They're in a zero G environment. You're supposed to be able to just set something there and it sits there. A different clip from the same video. Look how bad they move now. Look at this swinging. This is the parabolic flight going down. You can see things swinging all over the place. There are other things that I didn't highlight because at some point in time, enough's enough. Make them infamous. They're liars. They're lying to the human race. They've sold their souls. Look at this. Look at them all here. You can, how are you going to look at this carabiner here just bouncing up and down? But the wind's not affecting these little tiny balls. Now, this is another one of the most damning ones because if this ball's not moving right here because it's fixed to this thing, right? Why would the stuff inside, what force could make these little balls inside that ball move? Now, they may not have caught it at regular speed, but watch this. They're circling, they're moving. Look at that. There's a force acting on that. There is a force acting on that. Inertia is acting on that, right? Look at that. If the wind can't be doing it, they're in a zero G environment. This is just like the Chris Hadfield. Thank you, Bob Hines. Here's the video. Go look at it. These are unedited. This is from Expedition 67, actor Bob Hines. Thank you, Bob. Make them infamous. Make these people infamous. The numbers who are waking up keep growing. There's nowhere they can go where they're not recognized as liars. There's always a percentage of us. They're not welcome in our communities. They can't go somewhere unprotected. That's why they can't. That's why they have their bodyguards because they know they're afraid. They're afraid that man, someone might just be a little too angry about being lied to the whole human race and hiding what they're hiding. And that'll come later in a previous video. Here we have actors Megan MacArthur and Thomas Bisquet, again, Expedition 65. Look at the stuff just shaking around here. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. And the stuff that's shaking is not fixed to this rack. But if you don't believe it, don't pay attention to them. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. These are nothing more than liars. Now, this one's just hilarious. This is a Russian hairspray model, Anna Kakina, and clowns. Expedition 68, the video is there for you to go verify. This is all unedited, unmolested footage. And there's plenty going on here, but the funniest thing to me is Anna Kakina, okay? Um, Anna Kakina here. Can you imagine what she must feel like stepping into this set with this hair like this? She's got to think, guys, this is the stupidest thing. She's got no say so. She signed up for this. She sold her soul. She's going to do what she's told to do. And then the director's going, no, they're going to buy it. These sheep will buy anything. Trust me. It's just going to, you're going to be like this. But this is what's going on right now. This is why she tries not to move. And she's like this the whole time. She's like, yeah, guys, hey, what's going on? Because she feels stupid as can be. She could not feel dumber. Imagine all the other people, they've got short hair. They got their hair pulled back, right? But she has just got to feel dumb as dumb can be. She's got this 2 foot helmet on, and they laughed at her afterwards. They just cut up after this, and they're just like, man, I can't believe these people buying it. If you're one of the people buying this, they're mocking you, they're laughing at you. But again, look at this stuff going on here. I think this is hilarious. I can watch Anna Kakina all day long with her 2 foot haircut there. It's got to be 2 cans of hairspray. All right, moving on. More Chris Hadfield. He loves the spotlight. Let's give him the spotlight that he so much adorns, and let's make him infamous. Let's give him the infamy that he wants, right? Because he's lying to the human race. I hope you watch. I'm sure they do. They go out there. You know it. Come on, because they want to know how many people are waking up. They want to know they go places and people yell things at them, right? People know they're liars and they know the numbers growing, right? Because of people like us, like me. Look at this. They zoomed in on this, and if you ask me, the reason they zoomed is it was going crazy over here. This was just like, look at them over here. I couldn't circle in because the screen's going in and out, and the particular software I was using didn't allow me to track the screen. Whoa. Let me back up. I messed up that one. But moving on, a whole gaggle of C-listers surrounding B-list actor Tom Pisquet. Some of these guys more well-known than others, and I think that's great. I think they should get the limelight. Here we have Frank Rubio, faking space. Look at these caps going on here. Look at this cap going on here. So Frank, why are these things moving here? Frank, someone's got to send you this video. Answer me. We have Woody Hoberg. Moving on. We only have a few more. We're approaching the end. Look at this. Samantha's changing. Samantha, the Italian hairspray actress model, she's changing her haircut, trying to find something that doesn't look so ridiculous. Still looks ridiculous. Still a can of hairspray. But look at the caps. The caps give it all away. It's indisputable that there are forces at work here. And just tell me what that force is, Globers. Now's your chance to pipe up. Now, this is the video. This is the video. Pipe up, Globers. Where are you? This is the one. Go ahead and tell us we edited all these. Is that what we did? This has been edited. We hacked NASA and then loaded these up 9 years ago. Is that what we did? 13. Some of these are 13 years old. So 13 years ago we went in, we hacked NASA, and they don't know it, but we modified their videos and then they uploaded them. What's the answer here? What force is making those cats move? You got to say it's the air conditioning, but it's working through the plastic bags and through the balloons. What's the force at work going on? Let us know. This is your time to shine, Globers, right now. Your time to shine. You can be the one to crush the flat Earth theory or the space is fake theory. We don't have to go into flat Earth right now, but we can certainly talk about space is fake. This is the time. So again, I've put these videos out here for your reference. You can go verify these are unmolested, they're unedited. I think there was only one or two that I was unable to find the source for yet, but don't worry, we'll find them. We're always making progress. Drew Feustel, look at it. What's doing that? What's the force at work right here? What's the force? What force is doing this? What force? They're in zero G. If I can just stick something in midair, Megan MacArthur, Mark Vandehey. What's this thing's got it's not just zero G, it's friction. It's stuck. It's sitting in this thing. What just makes it? She hit it just now, but then it keeps moving. It keeps moving. It keeps moving. It keeps moving. She's not touching it. What's making it move up and down? And you can sit there and argue with me that it's reverberant. Bobby, she hit it a minute ago, 2 minutes ago. Well, look at other things going on. There's other things. I don't care. We don't have to focus on that. Actor Sultan Al Nayati, Expedition 69. Again, it's in every video. Maybe not every, there are videos that they do on Earth where they're suspended and they're just using CGI. They do use many methods, but it's easy to see the ones when this is what I would refer to as full motion mode, when they can zoom around, they can move around. They're not on a harness. The ones you get to distinguish over time which ones are on a harness and which ones they're not. And once in a while, they're on a harness on a parabolic plane. That happens once in a while. They really mix. Sometimes they're being shot from top down instead of head on. It's switched up. I've talked about that in other videos. There are so many ways. They keep changing it so that your brain's thinking they're doing it one way, but they're not. They're doing it many ways. Mark Vandehey and Shane Kimbrough. I love saying their names. I love making them infamous. They wanted fame. They sold their souls for fame. But in the end, they're going to do the walk of shame in front of the whole world, in front of every human being on earth. The amount of people waking up is exponential. I think last time we already talked about that. I think I can't remember. I'm on like take 20 here. We already saw this one. Jeff Williams and Kate Rubins. Again, look at things are going absolutely crazy. And yeah, I am just kicking this horse to death. Um, I want to see the globe earthers pipe up. Watch that now. This is a great video to go back and watch. This is worth the watch. Go back, watch this video because that penguin really sold the scene. And when you're watching it in real time, it just looks like it's floating. And every once in a while they touch it. But when you speed it up, you see that this thing is going all over the place. It has changed vectors 50 times. It does it on its own. In slow motion, it really looks like you don't pay attention to the direction changes. It's too slow. But when you speed up, man, you really see that this thing is just going all over the place. It changes directions time and time again, and with no interaction from them. It goes behind them, in front of them, and it goes left, right. You can make whatever arguments you want, but just go back and look at the other things in the set. And that's what it is. It's a movie set. Chris Hadfield, it's a short one, but again, I didn't want to waste it. It's not just caps, it's zippers, it's caps, it's anything that's not taped down. Again, always look at the tape. If you really go back, you could make a video and you can almost go back and find duct tape in every single scene they have done. I mean, I started to make a video about it, but they've got to buy, they must fly up like 200 rolls of duct tape a mission, right? In their little fake supply runs. Luca Parmitano, make him famous, infamous, right? He's one of the liars. He's one of the keepers of the lies. And his time has come. His time's he's going to be doing the walk of shame. Just like all of them, he'll be admitting or not admitting. It doesn't matter. We don't need his admittal. The world's waking up. These people can't go out alone because they know people yell at them. They're in public. They're still selling the majority, maybe. That's getting whittled down. I think this is one of the most damning videos. She is not kicking this. Her leg is not touching this. It's just rocking. He's not touching this. This bag is just moving back and forth. What force is doing that? The same force that's acting on these caps and these other objects that are moving back and forth. So there are many things moving in this room that you would never see at regular speed. You'd never capture this in regular speed. Only two more slides, guys. We are almost there. Bear with me. Look at that. Look at that thing. The bell little thing. They have tried to mask this out. I did another video on this. It was too obvious, if you ask me. I think it was too obvious. And this thing's rocking back and forth, but they used color blending, and they tried to hide it. And in slow motion, they did. In when you speed it up, the whatever software they used, whether a person did it or I think they just used AI software and it just goes in but it did a terrible job. It didn't blend it very well. You do not notice that at all in regular speed, but when you speed it up, it's very easy to see. Koichi Wakata, look at all this stuff. Like there's stuff moving all over the place. Last slide right here. And what I encourage you to do is don't just go out and find some, contribute to the community, maybe give 5 or 10 videos to the community. Go out and speed up NASA videos. I don't think they ever expected us to do this. Do it. It's so easy to catch them lying. Watch. Um, I haven't seen an EVA yet, or I haven't seen bubbles in space. Some of them you can see the bubbles roll up their suit. I'm going to do a deep dive in that. I've got well over 100 that I've found that I've never seen before, and I'm going to do a deep dive on bubbles in space. And one more thing, whether you speak another language or not, if you do, I'm asking you to. If you don't, if you just want to put your take on one of my PowerPoints, if you have seen one of my videos and you liked it, like my 25 bloopers or my 100 bloopers or my this particular one, nail in the coffin, whatever. If you would just like to put your spin on it and you liked my presentation, let me know. I will give it to you, and you can. I'm telling you, I want you to. You reuse it, and you don't have to edit it down. Take my slides. If you want the video, reach out to me. If you speak another language, let's share this in your language. Do it with my consent. I want you to. I want you to go out there and take this presentation and share it in your community, in your language. I would love for this to be out there in multiple languages. But that's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for dropping in again. I will be more active now. I'm retired. Uh, yeah, and thanks for everyone for giving the support. Until next time, take care.